Welcome all you race fans here to Midnight Motorsports, running the high banks of Daytona tonight. 65 laps. Guys have been out here practicing for a couple of hours now. Gonna be a little grueling run. These guys already turning as many laps as they are in the race, but good things come out of a lot of long practices. We do see some great racing. So joining me in the booth here is my good old buddy and co-commentator Roger Wagner. Welcome, Roger.
Glad to be here once again. Looking forward to seeing the Midnight Motorsports guys tackle this big old track, these trucks.
10-4 on that. Well,
got a little bit of practice time left, don't we, here, buddy? About 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, we've been, we talk about Daytona a lot, but as much practice as these guys do get out here, it can still be a little tricky when you come up on 2 wide, and even 3 wide. Maybe passing a car up on the high side that may be a lap down or whatever. It can get a little tricky up there, and if you're not really familiar with what you're doing, it can get a little scary. I know, been there and done that myself, so definitely something that we're going to kind of watch here tonight.
Yeah, it's these guys just got to trust each other, and especially the guy in the front has to hold his line. The guy behind just needs to concentrate on that bumper in front of him and just be smooth. That's the big key. Be smooth.
Well, we've got a few new guys out here tonight, Roger. I was kind of looking over the list there. That Ryan M. He is new here. I've seen another one too, Johnston. I don't remember seeing him before. So a couple of new guys out here. Whether they've had time to practice with these guys and get to know them, I don't know, but hopefully they can get a good grip on the track out here running with these guys.
I'm sure the admins expect these guys out, and they're not just letting them come in without knowing if they can race or not. So I don't think any of these new guys are going to be a problem. Plus, this is a pretty good bunch of guys. They're all pretty forthcoming about helping guys out, so I think we'll be okay.
Roger that. A lot of pretty tough customers out here. Of course, Patrick Rowland, Sean Butler, these guys are pretty tough. Danny McCune, Brandon Thomas. One day he has been tough here every week, and as of late, he has really been cranking up the heat no matter where he goes, Roger. He's like found something that, whether he's got everything collected together or what, I don't know, but man, he has been turning up the heat everywhere he races.
Yeah, he's pretty good here. He's smart, knows where to put himself and when to put himself there. So he's really pretty good super speedway racer. But he's turned the heat up pretty regular for about a month now. He's really been cranking it up and getting better and better. He's just just had room for development, and he's actually doing that. He's taking full advantage of it. And heck, he gave me a pretty good run at Bristol the other night with the street stocks. He televised that. That was a fun race.
Yes, sir. That was pretty awesome race.
I'm looking for several of these guys out here. Just be quick. We get to qualifying, and it don't mean a whole lot, really. Qualifying doesn't, because the draft is the biggest thing. You just got to have a truck that'll draft a little bit, and you got to be able to make the right moves at the right time. But we'll probably see a Friday or a Russell, maybe a Sean Butler. One of those guys probably take the pole, and between them and maybe Rowland, probably fill up that front 4 or 5 trucks. So qualifying will be real fast, and these guys will the cream will rise to the top. But we'll see. Some of these other guys actually race better than they qualify, and you can pretty much count on that.
Roger, I have to step away for just a second, and I will be right back. Okay.
Now, I'm going to watch the broadcast here and see what I see.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
All right, Roger, I'm back.
You bet, buddy. I was down in the other channel chatting to the guys. Some of them didn't know where to find the broadcast, so I have given it out. Sean Butler's helped us out and given it out.
Very good, very good. I don't know if we got any viewers out there watching, but if they are, these guys will put on a great show here for you tonight. I think you're going to see a great race here, 65 laps at Daytona under the lights. So this is going to be really awesome to see these guys out here in the Chevy Silverados. Coming down to
we're coming up on. Sorry, Rudy. Yeah, I was getting ready to say we're coming down to about 2 minutes until qualifying here.
Yes, sir. Getting right after it, time-wise. Not too many guys out on the track right now. Everybody's searching for that extra, just half a tenth, anything to gain an edge here coming into qualifying. And I think a lot of the guys, Roger, I do think they go out here, they don't care about that hot lap and stuff. All they care about is they want to see what their truck can do, by itself, when they're out there just with Q-tape on for qualifying. And so I think in handling, they're looking for handling. They're checking their fuel mileage. We're probably going to be looking at, possibly 2 pit stops here tonight?
No, about 40 to 42 laps is what you should get.
Okay.
And they'll do 1 stop.
I can never remember. I don't know how you remember all that.
Numbers, man. They're numbers, and I'm mathematically inclined.
Well, 20 years ago, you could rattle off your 10-digit phone number to me, and it was locked in. But I'll tell you what, age really takes that away from you.
Yeah, I see numbers. I like math, and I remember numbers, so I can remember a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I can remember my phone number when I was a kid.
My math used to be my strongest suit, but not anymore. All right, so looks like the guys have finished up their practicing here, and they're going to get after qualifying. We're going to see what these guys can do out here and turning in a fast lap to see who gets the pole position.
Rudy, if I don't answer you, I'm just stepped away for a split second.
Yes, sir. Well, I hope you all enjoy the show here tonight on YouTube. This should be a great one. Again, Daytona, one of my favorite tracks here to broadcast. I do like to broadcast here in Talladega. They, as much as people say, it's a super speedway racing and doesn't take any talent, I strongly disagree. It's a different kind of talent. You can be a short track racer and come out here on a super speedway and can't drive it for a hill of beans. And in vice versa. You can be a super speedway racer and go on a short track and can't drive it for a hill of beans. So there is a certain level of talent that it does take to run these super speedways, and knowing when to go, where to go, and when you can do it is, it's going to come down to it all at the end of this race. You're going to see guys that are going to probably lay in the back for quite a little while and try to avoid the wrecks, the big one. We know it's going to happen, we just don't know when. And when that big one does happen, it usually takes out a lot of very good racers. And it's a shame, and we hate to see that. Hate to see it at all. It's a very difficult thing for us up in the booth here to sit and watch these great racers being taken out of the race. Now resets, I'm not sure if they get any resets or not. No resets. Okay, so
no more resets. They took them away.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I'm all for that. It kind of teaches the drivers to stay out here and take care of their car, avoid them wrecks instead of just keeping the gas right down when there's a wreck ahead of them. It kind of makes them take it out across the grass or lock up the brakes to avoid it, or take maybe a lesser hit. Maybe hitting the wall, brushing the wall versus just plowing through somebody, knowing that they got a reset and they can come back out here with a brand new truck under the belt. So I think it changes up the style of racing out here.
I think it makes you use your head more.
All right, Lancaster coming in with a 47. Oh, wow. Okay, Mark Russell coming in with a 47.6. Man, that was a smoking lap there.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Yeah, oh. He's got that very cool looking truck. I really like that. We'll get a look at it here in a little bit. Oh, and Freidinger coming in with a 47.6, topping that. But yeah, Mark Russell out there, he's got a truck that looks like an old 68 to 70 Chevy truck out there. Looks really cool. Love the paint job. Says Chevrolet across the tailgate. That's really cool. Just like the old 68, 69s did. My dad had a 68 GMC, and oh man, that thing was awesome.
I think top 5. Rick Waters up there in 4th.
Nice.
Mike Vining's holding down 5th right now. Mm-hmm. Most of these guys have done qualify, or at least run a lap for qualifying, and there's going to be a handful that just choose not to qualify and start at the back of the field just to try to see if there's any shenanigans that go on early if they can miss it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Roger. And that's not a bad call by any means, like I said while you were away there, we know the big one's going to happen, we just don't know when, and some of the guys feel a lot more comfortable riding around a little bit toward the back, or gives them a little more time to avoid those accidents, and hopefully maybe they can avoid them, and those are the guys that we'll see sometimes up in the front, because mid-pack may get wrecked out, and the whole ball of wax changes here. So
Patrick Rowland moved himself to 3rd. His first lap he was like 13th, and then he moved himself up to 3rd.
Very nice. All right,
qualifying has ended.
Yes, sir. And Freidinger coming in on the top spot. All right, well, let's get down here where we can go through the grid. We'll give everybody plenty of time here to grid up, because they got a whole lap to go around this joint. Okay, Freidinger coming in the top spot in the number 15 with a 47.670. On the outside of him in the number 9, Mark Russell. In third, the number 11, Patrick Rowland. In fourth, the number 5 of John Gamble. In fifth, the number 68 of Rick Walker. In sixth, the 26 of Mike Vining. In seventh, the 33 of Vernon Margum, I'll get it right. In eighth, Chris Pence in the number 14, hasn't taken the grid yet. In ninth, hasn't taken the grid either, the number 45 of Roy Hall. In 10th, the number 50 of David Lancaster. Roger?
Starting 11th will be the 34 of Frank Reese. Starting 12th will be Sean Butler in the 88. Arnold Johnson in the 71 will start 13th. Stephen Pearson will start in the 14th position in the number 83. 15th will be the 27 of Kevin Mitchell. 16th will be the 19th of Scott Barkham. Doug Lemons in the 70 starts 17th, while William Toney in the 87 will start 18th. The 32 of Brent Keith will start in the 19th position. And rounding out the top 20 will be Jason Sizelove in the number 44. Rudy?
All right, in 21st, the number 4 of Nicholas Stone. 22nd, the 21 of David Robleski. Mike, ooh boy, a lot of these guys here. Danny McCune starting back here in 26th. In 27th, Brandon Thomas, Ryan M. going to be starting 28th in the number 17. And I think that was it on the field. I think Timmy McSee there left. So,
yeah, McFarland left, and I don't think Costa's here anymore.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, well, these guys getting ready to take it around here, Roger, and you want the honors of getting these guys off and rolling?
What's the worst that can happen?
The big one in turn 1, maybe?
Blinkers. Yeah, the big one. We got a couple of blinkers already on the pace lap here. They're going to move Stephen Pearson. Oh, let's see. Where did he even qualify? He qualified closer to the front, didn't he? 14th. He's going to go to the back because he's got just a little blinky blink. And it seems to happen here for a little while, and then it goes away for him when he runs this Sunday night series. I don't know.
Well, you know, I used to have a little bit of an issue with Daytona as well, and I don't know what the deal was with it. I would blink every time I went by the start-finish line. Every time.
Interesting. Well, we're going to have these guys bringing it around here. Freidinger and Russell, Patrick Rowland, John Gamble, the top 4, going to get us started here. It's 65 laps tonight. Nice weather, 79 degrees with a south wind of 5 miles per hour. 77% relative humidity. That's a little greasy, but on this big, flat, fast track, you really probably don't notice it too much. Just the banking in the corners keeps you from noticing. Looks like our pace car's headed off. Green's out. We're underway. Good start there. They stayed pretty even. Might be a little advantage now to Freidinger as they hit off into turn 1, Rudy.
Yeah, that definitely. Mark Russell falls in behind him, squeezes it down into that hole that was there between first and third. Patrick Rowland in third. We've got the number 5 up on the high side of John Gamble.
Good to see John back. He was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, and it's good to have him back out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that start was kind of designed by those two, and I think they're just going to push, try to run away and hide.
You know what we always say, though, them guys that pull out like that, they stink up the show, and they don't get much TV time, Roger.
That's right. I don't think they're going to get too far away. I think these guys behind will get lined up, and I think they'll go run them down and blend up back in a big pack. It's just that start was kind of designed by those two to make sure they could get in line like that. They're going to have to switch at some point.
Definitely. Patrick Rowland and Rick Walker now working together. Those two trying to reel them in, and Rick Walker trying to stay on the back bumper of Patrick Rowland. Don't want to get too close with this warm temperature out here tonight. You're not going to be able to push for very long.
No, about 2 laps, and off the drop of the green flag, it's about 2.5, maybe 3 laps, and you got to switch. Then after that, it's every other lap you got to switch. They've gotten into a pretty good groove, a nice single file. We don't have a whole lot of racing going on right now anywhere.
Right. Back here, Mike Vining in 6th. Sean Butler settling into the 7th place. Not sure if those two might be working together, Mike Vining and Sean Butler, because everybody is looking for a partner out here, and that's going to leave somebody as odd man out. Oh, Gamble took a peek on the inside of Rick Walker there for a minute, and I thought maybe he was going to try to take over that low line, but wow, that was kind of a little scary there for a minute.
Yeah, back to the back here, we've got some 2 wide stuff, and if those guys don't sort it out pretty quick, they're going to be so far out in the draft, they're never going to catch up. Back here about 20th, 22nd.
Yeah, they are way back here, 6.5 seconds behind that lead pack, so yeah, they're definitely going to have to get it together.
Yeah, that starts at about 17th, and it doesn't end until we get to about 25th position. But looks like they're trying to sort it out now.
Well, Stephen Pearson was still blinking just a little bit there. Danny McKean was trying to hang on to him, but you know how that goes, Roger. Boy, when you got a truck ahead of you that's blinking, that just makes me really, really nervous.
It's hard to follow them, and when they're behind you, it's harder to have them follow you. You don't know where they're going to be, and it'll upset your truck quite a bit when they blink in and out. So when Steven's connection settles down a little bit, he'll get a lot better real quick. Well, this front group just is not catching these guys. The 2 leaders are keeping about 10 truck lengths on the rest of the field. They're all pretty much lined up. There's little gaps here and there, but they're really not catching those guys.
Brand new leader out front, Mark Russell. It was him and his partner there, Gary Freidinger, do switch up. We've got Arnold Johnston way back. I'm talking way back. He is all alone back there with nobody to draft with.
I think he touched the apron a lap or so ago, and it really caused him a problem.
I was going to go back and check on him real quick here. Yeah, he is way off of the pace, already 15 seconds behind our leader, and dropping fast. You get out of that draft, and that's all it takes right there. And
we got new leaders. Patrick Rowe and Rick Walker pushed past Gary Freidinger and Mark Russell when they were making their switch. And it looks like Russell's probably going to lead this, or I mean, Roland's probably going to lead this lap right here.
Yeah. All right, brand new leader, another new leader. These guys definitely wanting to get out here and lead a few laps. They get the taste of that, and they don't want to give it up. But look at here coming. Rick Walker's going to have to go up the hill to pick up his partner, and that's going to leave that bottom open right there to Gary Freidinger. And they took that back real quick. John Gamble right there on the low side in the number 5. Mike Vining in tow, and Sean Butler. So all these guys going to get by them guys on the outside.
I'm watching back here in the pack a little bit to that second group to see what they're doing. We got a couple trucks hooked up now. Robleski's been picked up by Lemons, and they're trying to push out and lead this pack. I think that pack's broken up pretty bad right now, though.
Vernon Margam in 10th spot right here, staying on that low line, trying to stay right up in tow of these guys. Rick Walker trying to get a run on the high side, bringing his partner there, Patrick Rowland, along with him.
Yeah, they went to make their switch, and they went from 1st and 2nd. They're going to get maybe back in line at about 8th and 9th, 7th and 8th. If they can get back in line.
They need a little help up there. It's just too hard for 2 trucks to make it by themselves, and I think we're seeing this right now as they're starting to get more and more trucks getting a run on them on that low line. So far, 9 laps, caution free. Don't want to say that too loud. Now our leaders switch up. Mark Russell going to take over the lead. And that was a very good switch. They stayed right there on that high side to block that high side from getting a run. Even though they gave up the low line, they should be able to get that back easily here with 4 of them on that high line. Should be able to get a decent run. Ooh, John Gamble caught the edge of that apron, and boy, that wasn't good. That was a close call for him.
Yeah, that checked up that inside line big time.
Back up front, Mark Russell. And that did pull Rick Walker and Patrick Rowland back up a little bit, but not enough. Oh,
big wreck. Big wreck. Markham's into the wall.
Ooh, man. Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. All right, well, let's go back and take a look at that.
Oh, he got touched on the exit. Roy Hall touched the right rear corner, wiggled that truck loose, and that broke the momentum, and he slid up and got him hooked. Wow. We got a huge wreck up front now. The guys up front all slowed and checked up, and that's got everybody damaged. This got Patrick Rowland, Gary Fradinger, Mike Verning, all kinds of tore up. Looks like Chris Pence has got damaged. He went for a ride to the infield. Everybody checked up and let the pace car by instead of letting it catch back up.
We'll come up here and watch this. Oh man, everybody was going everywhere. Patrick Rowland got into the backside of Mike Vining, which he hit the 15 there of Gary Fradinger. Oh man, that tore up a lot of trucks.
Yeah, that tore up one of the lead. That tore up 5 trucks in the lead pack right there.
Dang. All right, so let's get up here. Our new leader, Mark Russell. Looks like Mark's going to bring it down on pit road this time.
Yeah, well, Mike Vining was the sandwich in the middle of that deal. He's the meat in the sandwich. He's tore up on both front and back.
Okay, looks like everybody coming down pit road.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too early to make it the rest of the way, but several of these guys are going to spend a lot of time here on pit road.
Alright, looks like the number 5 there, John Gamble, just took a splash and go. Some of these guys, I don't know.
A lot of these guys not taking tires. There's not really any need for it right now. You may not take tires the whole race, but just having that fuel gets you now, around lap 57, 56, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, a 10 lap run after you get another splash, that'll finish up the race. No tires are needed for this. Tires don't wear at all.
All right, so John Gamble going to be showed as our new leader.
Yeah, David Lancaster's going to be, he came out second, so he's going to be running right there behind him. Sean Butler. And then Ryan, he moved all the way up there. He's going to be running about 4th.
Well, looks like Vernon Markham may have taken his truck behind pit road.
Yeah, they were done. That was a big hit into the outside wall. Engine let go immediately. Unfortunate for him, but like I said, in that replay, I'm sure you can see that, coming off the corner, Roy Hall got a little bit of a run on him and just tapped that right rear corner, loosened that truck up, and when he went to grab it, it was breaking his momentum, and Roy got on the outside, and when he went up to catch the truck, it got into the left front corner of Roy Hall, and that just turned him into the outside wall. He just hooked him, and it's just a bad deal. One more guys coming back down pit road.
Yeah, Looks like a Lancaster.
Interesting.
Lancaster.
Wonder if he missed his last time.
I don't know, but we'll kind of watch here for a minute and see what. Comes to a stop here. Maybe he didn't get a full fuel load or something there. Not sure. Changing right side tires and left side tires. So all 4 tires. I think these guys are doing the short pit thing here, just top it off again, and they may not stop again, Roger.
No, they have to stop. They're going to run out of gas.
Well, it's going to put them right at that 42 lap window.
And I see Danny McCune got tons of damage. He hit the wall. Oh, his teammate became disconnected. He clipped the wall pretty good there. And actually, we're 53 laps from the end right now, Rudy.
Oh, what was I thinking? Boy, yeah, my math is right on the ball. I told you my math's terrible. You're right. Wow. I'm embarrassed.
Several trucks out here with a lot of damage going to try to continue. Points are points. Mike Vining got the worst of that deal, I think. Actually, Markheim got the worst, but on that second incident, Mike Vining got the worst of that deal. Boy, that truck's tore up.
Yeah.
But he's going to try to restart this thing in 4th place here. I don't know how well he's going to do. He's going to have to follow behind and push somebody. He's not going to be able to get out and lead. Our back end's still mashed up pretty good, and the left front corner is sticking up. That spoiler's up a long, splitter's up a long ways off the ground. I just think that truck's not going to go very fast in a straight line.
Well, I don't know, Roger. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of damage. I mean, it's got some, but I don't know. He might be.
How he does, but he can't lead. He can push. He can't lead.
Right. Yeah. He's got a lot on the back of it, but very, very little on the front. It looked more like he got kind of rear-ended on that deal. So, all right.
Well, the worst is that splitter on the left front corner is wrinkled up, and it's at the corner. That's going to let a whole lot of air up under the front of that truck.
Right.
That truck's catching up to the back of the field as we get ready to go off into turn 3 here.
All right, Sean Butler going to be starting on the outside of John Gamble here. Let's see if he's got anything for John or if he's going to duck in behind him. They're coming off of turn 4 now. The lights are off on the pace car, and it is getting ready to duck onto pit road. It ducks off, and John leads them to the line, and green flag flies, and we're off and rolling here at Daytona. Sean got a great restart on that outside, right there with John. John kind of getting stuck down there on the low line. Nobody right on his bumper to help push him. Wants to get somebody up there. Looks like the number 70 of Doug Lemons may be trying to get up there, but Sean ducks right down to the low side, working with John Gamble now.
Yeah, that's going to leave Vining out with no partner here.
restart, Roger. These guys really did get right out there and get going. Looking back here, Brandon Thomas, I kind of wanted to follow along him. Brandon Thomas now in 11th spot. Just hanging right there. Everybody kind of finally getting settled out here, going single file. And this is what they should probably do for a little while, get some of these laps chewed up. Right behind him is Nicholas Stone.
Gamble and Butler are gone.
Yeah, they are. Just checked out on the field now. Out there on cold motors, though, once they get them warmed up a little, it's going to start. The back of the field's going to start catching up to them a little bit, I think.
Well, the 70s are going to probably have to make a move on the 26 here and go around. And I think that damage on the nose of that 26 truck is really slowing them up. In fact, Thomas and Robleski are coming hard on the outside, and they're going to go by all these guys before the exit of turn 2 to run from about 10th and 11th to 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, and these guys are already almost 3 seconds behind them 2 leaders up front there. Yeah, I think Vining might be slowing up that inside line a lot. He does not want to get behind him, though, because he's going to lose their draft. Best place for him is ahead of these guys for his speed.
Yeah, he's going to have to. He needs to suck up on the bumper of the 707 truck there and try to get up there. But I just don't think with that front damage that he can cut through the air like he needs to. These guys are going to end up having to leave him and go around. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, very, very. Getting caught up into that wreck there early on. That's pretty bad. Brandon Thomas and looks like Robleski here, David Robleski, now starting to reel in our leaders just a little bit. They're only about 2.2 seconds behind them. And they're starting to distance themselves from the rest of that field. Mike Vining back there in 5th.
Yeah, I noticed that Kevin Mitchell and David Lancaster have moved up to the high side now in 27 and the 50, and they are starting to make a move to try to get around this little 3 truck line on the inside and try to catch back up to Brandon Thomas and David Robleski.
Yeah, it's really got this field separated out by a long shot here, Roger. I mean, these guys here running 3 seconds behind them leaders, man, that's just unheard of, you know. You don't want to let them leaders get out there that far. But we've seen
now,
them. We've seen
now
people.
Lancaster and Mitchell have cleared that group. Let's see if they stretch away like Thomas and Robleski did. Maybe if they could catch the 07 and the 21, those 4 could stay in line, and they might be able to catch Butler and Gamble.
We have seen cars come back from 6 seconds back, if you remember a few weeks ago here. They came back from 6 seconds back and won the race. Yeah,
Brandon Thomas, if there's one guy I would trust to get around here quick and make up a bunch of distance, he's the guy either pushing or pulling. Just knows how to get around here quick.
Yeah, these guys have already chopped that down. They're down to 1.9 seconds behind our leaders. Sean Butler just pushing the living daylights out of John Gamble up there in that front.
Yeah, Thomas and Robleski not switching. Thomas is leaving a little gap, getting a little air, pushing at the right times, and those 2 up front are switching and giving up time when they switch to these guys that are just staying in line.
Yeah, switching does cost you a lot, and you'll find a lot of these really, really good pushers. They'll do that, breathe it in the turns, or maybe just get a half a truck out in a straightaway or something, stay right on that bumper, but just get enough where you can get some air into that radiator to keep it cool. And I know I had my son, he's a great pusher like that. And I had a guy actually in the race accused him of cheating because he pushed me for in a 17-lap race, all 17 laps to the win.
Well, if the guy behind knows what he's doing and can keep air in it,
yeah,
you can be extremely quick. You don't have to necessarily push on the guy. You don't have to be locked up on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never switched for 17 laps when I won that race.
It's not about pushing the guy faster. It's about breaking that air, and that air doesn't fall in between the 2 trucks. You're fast because that slipstream is a whole lot less friction going over the roof and over the roof of 2 trucks instead of 1, excuse me. But you don't have to necessarily shove that guy's bumper all the way around here. It does help, but in order to stay fast and stay fast for a long time, switching is never the answer. You want to go as fast as you can for as long as you can, and Thomas is very, very adept at doing that.
Yeah, and that's
They're
what it
catching
takes.
them.
Yeah, they are. They're reeling them in quite quick here, down to 1.2.
Well, the 2 behind are catching up too. Lancaster and Mitchell are catching up too. This is about a 6-truck breakaway. And then they all come back together. It's going to be real interesting to see if anybody's got anything for the 2 leaders, but they're getting there now. As the leaders switching in, you can see that gap physically shut up right there coming off of turn 2. They picked up 10 truck lengths right there. Watching back here at this pack where Vining was leading that line, and here comes Patrick Rowland and Rick Walker around them too.
Yep, they got enough of a run there to get by him on that high side, and that's what it's going to take. Now Vining trying to hang on to their bumper, and that's a smart move on his part. If he's going to want to stay up into the hunt of this, he is going to have to stay with them.
Yeah, you got to get in that rocking chair. You got to get in that hole in the air between the truck in front and the truck behind, and just ride and push. And now Walker pushing Rowland to the outside, and Vining's going to keep Rowland stuck out there. But they'll go right back past here because they've moved out in front, or moved up to the high line and put the front of Vining's truck back out there. Up front, our leaders are getting run down.
Yeah, I want to get up here and watch as these guys do start to feel the crunch of these 2 behind them coming.
These 4 behind.
Yeah, 4 of them, yeah.
Because Lancaster and Mitchell are in the draft of Thomas and Robleski now. And I think Robleski might have John Gamble's draft, so it's just a matter of time. But they're a whole corner ahead of Rick Walker and Patrick Rowland.
Mm-hmm.
Who have broken free now of that other group.
And now it's looking like those guys, okay, back here switching up. Lancaster and the 27, Kevin Mitchell, switching up. So those guys wanting to get a little cool down on Mitchell's truck right there in the 27.
And they did a good job of switching. They really didn't lose anything there.
Yeah, no.
Being able to tow that draft off the 07 truck helped Mitchell stay there, and when Lancaster got in behind. And now your leaders are switching, and this is a gaggle. And you've got 6 trucks in the back.
And they bring it right back down in front of them, though, and good job by that, man. They held them up.
Mitchell and Lancaster had a run, decided they didn't want to get in line, they want to go.
We've got now a 6-truck battle for the lead, so that's getting interesting here. 26 laps into it.
And Lancaster's got that slick new truck. That paint's fresh. It's all smooth. There's no dents or wrinkles in it. He's wanting to put that thing out front and get a little TV time, I think.
These guys still got a pretty good run on this inside here. Sean Butler and John Gamble. Still hanging on there, not by much, but at least it's a 6-truck battle now. I knew once they pulled out there that far, they were going to get reeled in eventually. You know, they had just way too much of a lead. That 3-second lead out there got ate up real quick. Didn't take them, what, maybe 6 or 8 laps?
Yeah. Yeah, it was quick.
All right, everybody's starting to shuffle up here a little bit. Not sure. Yeah, okay, here we go. Getting a little air in that radiator. Sean Butler's truck there. These guys going to run nose to tail for a little while. And, you know, I think these guys might be starting to think about here before too much longer. They could maybe be talking about short pitting here, topping off that fuel, and make it to the end, Roger.
Yeah, and now's the time. You can definitely make it from here. Absolutely make it from right here.
That'd be 37 laps from it, you know. So you make it 42 laps, and you know we probably have not seen the last of the cautions. So when you take the cautions into effect, you know that's 4 or 5 laps right there that does help on fuel mileage. 'Cause, you know, running around here, I always run around in 4th gear to make sure that I'm not, you know, I'm using as little of fuel as I can use.
Yeah, I dropped out and took a look at our live feed, and we're just a little choppy tonight.
I don't know, it must be maybe the internet or something. Oh no, I take that back. I did lose a couple of frames there, and you know, we may still be struggling with that little bit of a deal in there, because I was noticing earlier my latency in the server was a little choppy. I don't know, you know, it could be just...
This is the first time that I've seen our YouTube feed kind of choppy, so I don't know what to make of that, but it's a little on the choppy side. Just choppy, I guess is the best way to put it. It's kind of freeze framing a little bit. You know, it's weird. It happens at Daytona a lot, no matter what, whether it's on Twitch or here. It seems to happen at Daytona some, and it usually happens on Sundays. And I wonder if it's maybe that the internet gets clogged up.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Got a couple trucks challenging up here in this front 6, looking like they're trying to make a push for this lead.
Up on the high side, it looks like Brandon Thomas and the 21 there of David Robleski may be getting a run here to get by Sean Butler and John Gamble. I'll get it right.
Yeah, but when Butler's walked on the bumper of Gamble, until then he'd been leaving 2 or 3 feet between, and he's just pushing when somebody comes to challenge, which is the right thing to do. See how he separates now that they've quit making the challenge?
Yep.
But if they lock up and start to push again, he'll go right back up there and start pushing.
And that's pretty smart. That's, you know, saving your stuff for when you need it.
Middle of the race. Yeah, I don't want to take the chance of blowing my stuff up.
No.
I'm not leading, and it's not that big a deal until we get to pit stops, and hopefully we'll go green and separate.
All right, Patrick rolling back here. They're 6 seconds behind this group, but they have definitely pulled way away from that pack back behind them. Doug Lemon's leading that group, 9.5 seconds behind our leaders. Scott Barkman, in 10th. Brent Keith in 11th. Jason Sizlove in 12th. Nicholas Stone 13th. William Toney in 14th. And then back here, Mike Vining in 15th. Did get kind of shuffled out of that pack. Roger having that damage. I think they all kind of figured that out, that, you know, he was slowing them up out there with all that damage. But it looks like maybe, I don't know, boy, it don't look like as bad as it was. I don't know, maybe it's just on my end.
Yeah, but since he's gotten pushed away from this group, they have driven away from him considerably, and I'm watching to see if they're starting to catch back up. I mean, they're 9.5 seconds back. So
yeah, way back here at 16th, Chris Pence leading this pack way back here. Gary Freidinger, I'll get it, and Mark Reisel. And Ryan M. running there, right there. New guy out on the track tonight. Not doing too bad.
Our leaders pitted.
Leaders pitting?
No, our leaders did pit.
Oh.
5 in the 88 did pit.
Wow. I missed that.
Well, we were looking back a little bit into that pack, checking on the mining situation. They went in and pitted.
All right. Well, that's going to put them back in 20th and 21st right now. They get them things back up to full song here.
And lets Brandon Thomas take over the lead. Him and Robleski, the only 2 out. It's Mitchell and Lancaster are both. They're on pit road right now, coming into the pit boxing.
Yes, sir. And these guys, they know what's going on here. These guys are pitting, and they're saying, we need to be thinking about pitting here before too much longer too.
In together, out together. And I think Mitchell had to wait just a second on Lancaster to come off.
And they will go back to 17th and 18th, I believe.
Leaders are pitting right now as they head down pit road.
Yep, right on them.
And they're pitting close together, so they're going to get to see each other get up and down here. So
Brandon Thomas taking fuel only, and he's away. And Robleski
in tow.
All right.
Got to keep them close together. Somebody speeding?
Uh-oh.
I think I just heard that.
Uh-oh. That's not good. And caution's out. Oh, man.
Oh, Lancaster had spun. Now, what happened there?
Doug Lemons. I'm showing Doug Lemons getting spun around here.
He was your leader. And he's destroyed.
Yeah. We're going to go back here and take a look
Whoa,
at this.
that's that big bunch of trucks. Oh, no, the 19 got in the side of the 11, turned the 11 down across front of everybody. Barkman.
Yeah, I'm watching this, and the 19 kind of like all over the place there.
Yeah, he made a drastic move to the outside for some reason. Got in the side of Patrick Rowland.
Oh, my, I guess.
And that turned Rowland into Lemons.
Oh, brother.
What a wreck.
Oh, my. Oh, Rick
Lemons
Walker going to get into it.
Out.
Jeez. The only ones that looked like they made it through there was the 4, the 32, the 44, and the 87 may have made it through there without getting any damage. Holy smokes. Well, what's this going to do to the field up here? I'm showing Rick Walker up here in the lead. Now, he took damage on that. I'm kind of believing he's going to have to come down pit road because he's got a lot of damage on that truck.
Oh, you got tons to the left front there.
Yeah.
And the rear. That truck's been up all the way around.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage on that truck. This caught a lot of these guys way back in the field. Let's see where. I can't think of where the heck everybody's at here. I guess that's not going to be anybody laps down. Wow, that come on.
No, everybody made short stops there and got back out, losing a lap. So that's actually working out pretty good in everybody's favor. The guys that already pitted, well, they'll just stay out and go right back towards the front here.
Rick Walker coming down pit road now. I bet you he's going to sit on pit road for a little bit, getting some of that damage fixed up. He's got a ton of it.
Yeah, that left front was pretty mangled up. That's an unfortunate situation. He was just not in the right place right there, I guess. The 19, when he dove out to the outside, he just clipped the 11, and that really started a bad chain reaction.
Patrick Rowland on pit
least
road
amount of
too.
Damage.
Yeah. That's going to put Brandon Thomas back up in the lead. Him and Robleski, Sean Butler and John Gamble, Brent Keith and David Lancaster, Kevin Mitchell.
Well, we just passed the halfway point.
Yeah. So this is going to get interesting from here on out, I believe. Rick Walker's still sitting on pit road. Well, the stream should be looking a lot better now. It's hasn't been, for whatever reason there, dropped a few frames, and now it's back up running pretty good now. So I don't know what the deal is, whether there's an internet thing or what's going on. I don't think it would matter where I'd be broadcasting to. It acted up on us the other night, and now it seems to be running fine. There ain't much telling.
Yeah, I'm out looking at it. It's still got a little chop in it. It could just be that we're having so many storms in so many areas right now that it's affecting a lot of different things. That I don't know what all could cause it, really.
Yeah, I don't know either. Hopefully it'll get straightened out here. Man, I'm telling you. All right, next time by, going to be taking lap 40, so we're going to have 26 to go here, 25 to go, 26.
Yeah, the lights are still on the pace car, so we're going to have about 5 when we restart. That'll be a good little run.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're looking real quick here. This is caution number 2, and we've had 18 lead changes, Roger.
That's really good for 40 laps.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
And that doesn't even count times when someone got by, but it didn't make it to the stripe.
Right. Well, we know a few of them have been, because of the way the cautions have come out, and relinquishing the leads there with green flag pit stops and stuff like that. But that wasn't really a lot of it. A lot of it was when them guys were up here racing so hard, they were shuffling the lead back and forth every lap. It was somebody different leading, and boy, made for an interesting battle up in the front. I think that's I think we're going to get back to that right here in just a few minutes.
Now the racing's been good, and that on that 6-truck breakaway, that group that caught back up to Butler and Gamble there, they raced each other really good, really smart, and really clean.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's your turn to call this one down, Roger. When we get there. Or is it my turn?
No, this is our odd number here, so
yeah,
it'll be me.
Your turn. Well, I got to say this on the air, Roger. I've been trying to avoid saying this on the air, but you know what? You and I do a killer job together. That's just my opinion. I think we I don't know, we click.
It works, I know that. I enjoy doing it. And when I listen to them the next day, usually while I'm working along, I flip them on my iPhone and sit there and kind of listen, and I kind of look, and we could do it on the radio, and they'd still be able to see what we're talking about.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Ed and I, we click pretty good too, and but I don't know. It just seems like you and I have really, we have really gotten like grown together on this, and we just do a really good job.
Well, I hope you don't miss me too much over the next weekend, because I'm going to be at the race in Vegas, and you're going to have to fill in, but I'm sure you'll suffer through it.
Yeah, I'll tough it out. I'm going to miss you, you know that. Okay, Brandon Thomas leading them, and David Robleski going to be starting second, Sean Butler third, and John Gamble fourth. So this is going to be the way they're going to start off here on this green flag, taking lap 41.
And we'll see if we can get the same kind of start in these front two that we got at the original start when they engineered getting together right there. So maybe they can get back in line. If not, Butler's going to push right past Robleski, and he'll have Gamble in tow. The pace car is off, green flag's out, and here we go. We're running off once again. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought Butler would do. So try to squeeze up on that bumper, not let Robleski in, so that Thomas and Robleski couldn't get back together.
And they're gonna
giving up the spots.
Yeah, they're gonna anyhow. But now that's leaving Sean up there without his partner, John Gamble.
Yeah, he's got David Lancaster behind him right now. We'll see what happens down this next
Oh, we got a wreck.
Thomas, right.
I've seen that. But no caution.
That's going to get the caution right here. right here should give us caution. Or not. No caution.
Just caught a glimpse of that. John Gamble looked like he come down into a truck there and just barely tapped him in the side.
Yeah, I'm going back to kind of have a look at that.
And now John is working back with Sean again. Oh. What happened?
It actually looked to me like Kevin Mitchell got across the nose of William Tony.
Okay, maybe I seen. I just barely caught it out of the corner of my eye. Maybe I seen it all wrong then. See, I'm getting a lot of these trucks are doing this like they were doing the other night. They're like shifting sideways on me. So
interesting.
There's got to be something going on here. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Yeah, they just did it on me. It's like all the trucks just kind of like shifted sideways.
Yeah, your ping's moving a little, but it hadn't moved out of the green, but it was bouncing up and down a little bit.
I might maybe have to do a little investigating tomorrow morning on this and find out what the heck's going on. Maybe
Well, it could be all the weather that's going on too. Well, Thomas and Robleski worked their way right back out to the front, and they have put a little gap on Butler.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. John Gamble fell way off of the pace there and was way back in front of the 19. I don't know what happened there.
He didn't hit anything. In fact, he wasn't even involved in that.
Looks like Steven Pearson has taken his truck behind pit wall.
Yeah, he was involved in that wreck. Got caught up in the end when he said he came back across the track and it let his motor go.
William Tony and Arnold Johnston. So these guys half a second behind their leaders, but they are closing the gap up really quick here.
Yes, they are. They're pushing, and I think they're going to have to switch right here. So
yeah, they are. Well, that's good.
Robleski's not up on Thomas like he really needs to be to keep them going real fast. So these guys are going to catch up anyway, but they've got the draft now. None of it matters. They don't have to push that hard. Right. It's just a four-truck battle now.
And Barkman back here in fifth. These guys starting to reel in that front pack a little bit too. Just catching them by a little, ever so slight amount, but they're catching them. They've got four trucks here, nose to tail, working together, and these guys are really doing a great job of it. Jason Size Love, Nicholas Stone, and Mark Russell. Mark Russell running in my favorite truck out here. I love that truck. It's a Chevrolet right across the back of it. Very nice. And it looks like
the whole
have
group's caught up now.
Yeah, they've caught right up to them. And boy, we've got a great battle going on up here now. 20 to go, Roger. Pit stops are out of the way now. Nobody's got to stop again, so it's just going to be fight to the bitter end now to see who's going to win this.
Not a whole lot of movement going on. I think everybody's content to ride here and then make a push in the last 5 laps or so.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see. I agree.
Listen to the radio chatter. Some funny stuff going on the radio.
I don't even want to inquire right now.
I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't even say it over the air. It was just funny. You know, Mark Russell and Gary Freidinger actually made a pretty good run out of this. Russell with no damage there. He's able to hang on the back of this group. Freidinger's back here pushing Chris Pence. They're actually not that far away from making it up to this much.
Yeah.
And Freidinger was involved in that little incident after the caution that tore up the back of his truck.
Yeah, they're about to close the gap on them right here, right now. Look at this, them coming up on the back of them really fast. And they're going to go to the outside.
Yeah, it's about to be a 10 truck battle right here is what it's about to be.
Yeah. And this is what we kind of expected, though. We expected it to kind of turn into a, you know, not just a 2-car pull-away, because these guys aren't going to let that happen.
No, this works like an accordion a lot of times. They'll string out, then they'll start to pair back up, maybe 3, 4, and that'll run that group that got away down, and we end up back with a big pack. So the racing is really good. I like the package in the trucks a lot more than I like it in any of the other mods, but I like this plate racing package on these trucks.
Well, you know, this kind of is the probably, I don't know, I'm not going to say it's probably the most popular mod in iRacing, but I'm going to say it's probably right up there close to the top. You know, it's an easy one to drive. You know, a lot easier than like the Gen 6. The Gen 6 is so sensitive to aero, you know, floating around it and stuff, and very sensitive to anybody that touches the thing can just make it spin around. These things are a little bit more stable than that, and I think that's what makes them so popular.
Yeah, I think as far as drivability, the Nationwide car is actually the best in my opinion.
Yep.
These trucks tend to lend themselves to being just a touch on the loose side, but not overpowered loose, just naturally loose, because there's no real weight in the back of them. But the plate racing of these things is just fantastic, because you can accordion, you can spread out and then come back together, and it makes for some really good racing. You can run 2, 3 wide, and these things don't move around that much.
I think my favorite race with the Nationwide is here at Daytona. I think that's my favorite race with the Nationwide. I do like them in Atlanta or Michigan. Michigan's a lot of fun. There was another one I was thinking of, Chicagoland. They're pretty fun there. I'm not a great big huge short track fan with that car. You know, like if you ran like Oxford Plains or what, I'm just saying, for instance, you know, but I'm not a big fan of that car on a real short track. I do like it on a 1.5 miles, you know, if you ran it like on Charlotte or something like that, it's a lot of fun. Atlanta, Bristol, a lot of fun at Bristol. Now that's a short track, but that's a fun track to run any mod on. And look at this 3-car floating up by on the high side. Oh, we got one up into the wall. The 14 getting up into the wall. That cost all of them.
Got loose.
Wow.
The fence got loose off the nose of Frodinger and got her in the fence. That's probably going to slow him down a bit. And that's going to move all 3 of these guys back to the back of this line, though, because they've separated some and broke their momentum, and the guys on the inside didn't.
Yeah. And it looks like we may be looking at a pass here up on the high side. The 5 of John Gamble and Sean Butler going by.
They were trying, and they still made clear. They do.
Holy smokes, they just flew by them.
Well, Robleski let too much distance get between him and Brandon Thomas. And that just really broke all their momentum. And as soon as Gamble noticed it, he went to the outside, and Butler went right with him, and now they're back out front. It's going to be hard to get by them, too.
Yeah.
And they proved that earlier.
Yeah, they're setting up for a pretty doggone good finish here. We've seen this already in the last week, you and I. A couple of these guys racing side by side, and it was just an absolute amazing race.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of these races that ended up being photo finishes, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robleski and Thomas find a line, a way to get back in line at 45th behind Barton.
Get their trucks cooled down and they can make another run. Still got plenty of time. 13, coming to 12 to go, Roger. You know, a move like that I could see making maybe with 5 to go and stay out there where you can keep it out front. But these guys are switching up right now, and that's going to let these guys behind them reel them right in quickly.
As they pass William Toney, who's all tore up, and they're coming up on Mitchell, who was for that wreck earlier.
Looks like Robleski and Thomas up on the high side again, making another bid.
Yeah, they couldn't stay behind that damaged truck. It was holding them up.
Yeah, Barkman.
They got to stay together and in line, or it's not going to matter.
Right, Barkman's going to be the odd man out on this, and he's going to get shuffled back behind these real quick. And he's blinking like crazy too.
Now they're clear. Now they can go.
Right behind him is Sizelove and Stone. And with the way Barkman is blinking like that, boy, I'll tell you, these guys are going to probably look for every chance they can to get by him. Once they get cooled off here, Stone gets cooled off and give Sizelove a push, I think we're going to start seeing them two go by.
Their leaders are switching. That should let Robleski and Thomas gain a little bit of space on them. And as long as Robleski can catch that draft off of Sean Butler's truck, they'll be able to get there without pushing too hard, and they will be there.
Switching.
The leaders did switch.
Oh, okay. I must have missed it then. As soon as you said that, I went up to it and it was like, okay, I'm waiting for them to switch.
They did a nice switch. They did a good, quick entry switch and got right back on it. But that did allow the 21 and the 07 to, close that gap fast. I'm sorry, I saw that 19 truck blinking again. It caught my eye. I thought he was turning sideways.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky, ain't it?
Well, right in the corner when he had Sizelove right up under him, and he blinked out, and I saw smoke.
But he is still hanging on in 5th place right there, though. Sizelove right behind him, so them three are definitely reeling in that front 4. And we could wind up with a 7-truck battle here, but you know what's going to happen with that 7th truck? It's going to be the odd man out here. Let's go back through the field real quick while these guys are mixing it up here. David Lancaster in 8th, Brent Keith 9th, Gary Freidinger 10th, Mark Russell 11th, back here 12th, Chris Pence, Ryan M. back in 13th, Mike Vining 14th, Patrick Rowland in 15th, followed by Rick Walker. Those who caught up in that wreck earlier there, and here they are back in 15th and 16th. Frank Reese in 17th, nobody working with him. And 18th, William Toney. Truck. William Toney, nobody working with him. A lot of damage on that truck. And Kevin Mitchell, same here, back in 19th spot. Danny McCune, and looks like Danny McCune. Who's Danny working with?
I don't think anybody. He's all tore up. He's 10 laps down.
Well, he's working with somebody there on the 14. Chris Pence.
Okay, they've caught up to each other, yeah.
Chris Pence, okay. Chris Pence running in 12th. So, well, that's good for Danny because at least maybe he might be able to pick up a position or two. I'm not sure.
He's got to hope that William Toney or Kevin Mitchell blow a motor.
Yeah, something. Yeah, you're right. At least he didn't give up, and my hat's off to guys that don't give up like that, man. Don't. That's what you're supposed to be out here having fun. Yeah, you got tore up. Okay, go out and complete the race,
Well, he's second in the points, so he's going to try to collect as many points as he can and minimize his damage.
Yep.
Well, this challenge in front is really good. These guys are too wide, too deep, pushing, and neither one is gaining anything on the other.
This just looks all so familiar.
We just saw this a few nights ago, didn't we?
Yeah. Brandon Thomas, Sean Butler.
I was going to say a couple of the same players in that deal.
Yeah, and it was pretty intense, right to within 100 feet of the finish line, it was that intense.
Yeah, it hadn't been decided yet.
Nope.
They only had a separation between the 5 and the 88, and the 7 and the 21 couldn't stay together. But they might have had a good run down that backstretch.
Matter of fact, we didn't know who won it until we actually looked at the official standings to see who won it, because it was that close.
Well, it's going to be 5 to go right here, and I don't know. Someone's going to have to make a choice to just push until they can't push no more to try to beat the other line. And right now, I just don't see either group gaining a big advantage.
Yeah, I think on the high side there, Robleski, they get up close and they hit that wall of air because Sean gets right on the back bumper of Gamble, and they just stay side by side. They're not going to gain or lose anything, and it's going to come down to that coming off of turn 4 on the last lap for it to be decided. And these guys were catching them there for a bit back here in 5th, 6th, and 7th, but I think they've kind of lost a little bit of the draft now. Sizelove blinking out a little bit. I think that's kind of cost them a little bit. Costed. Where the heck did I get that? I got that right out of the Hillbilly Dictionary.
Well, that's a New English.
Yeah. But boy, he is in their draft now, and you know what? This is starting to come up to a new kind of race. Look at this here. Barkman reeled them in, caught their draft, and is right on the back bumper of Brandon Thomas.
Thomas is trying to cool his truck down so he can make a late race push here.
Yeah, this time by going to be 3 laps to go, Roger.
If they're not careful, they're going to lose them spots.
We have 5 trucks that they can get nose to tail on this low line. They can pull away from them 2 on the high side. But if somebody goes up on that high side to work with them, they could go right on by. So all and where everybody is going to run coming to the last lap on this race.
7 and 21 just cannot stay touching through the corners there. They're just separating too much. And that's giving the 5 and the 88 all the advantage they need because they're able to stay in contact. We're coming to 2 to go, buddy.
Yes, sir. Now Brandon starts a little bit of a push here with 2 to go. Let's see what he's got.
If they can stay connected through the corner, down the backstretch, they actually have a chance. If they'll move down and side draft right at the exit of the corner right here, it'll just stall up the 5 enough. Well, they don't do it. They don't move down, and that's going to give them free air.
Sean just pushes the crap out of John on that low line, just enough to keep them up front. But it's going to come down to a battle here. Who's going to take second?
Thomas is probably going to have to leave him because he's hot and he can't get air.
Coming to the line, going to get the white flag this time, Roger.
White's in the air. Now you push and you just ignore the blinking gauges.
There you go. Push till she blows.
Yeah, wreckers or checkers. That's the way you're going to have to bring it home.
Now we've got a three-car battle on the low line here, pushing together, and now the other 2 join in with them. Ooh, almost taking them up the hill. This is going to get it right
push
here.
Now, here we go. Quarter of a lap. They're clear. Almost clear. He can stay on him. Thomas can push Robleski out there. They might finish 1-2.
Sean is just driving the wheels off that thing coming off of turn 4. Who's going to get it right here? Checkered flag waves, and it looks like Sean Butler going to come in second. We got a winner, John Gamble, bringing it. But boy, that was a close second. He beat Robleski by, what, a couple hundredths of a second? Wow. Great job by John Gamble bringing this home.
Yep. From 1st to 4th, .133.
Man, I am telling you, that was an
Good
absolute great finish. We've been seeing some pretty close finishes lately, Roger.
Another good Daytona finish we get to see.
Yes, sir. All right, well, whenever we get these guys around here, I want to try to get him crossing this finish line. Ah, doggone it, I missed it. by a couple inches. But we'll go back here real quick while these guys are congratulating him. We'll go back here a little bit and see if we
I'm
can.
going to grab him and bring him in here, but we won't be able to get. We'll be able to get him and Butler, but we won't be able to get Robleski in here. We'll have to do him in the server.
User was moved to your channel.
Well, Rudy, here's our winner. John Gamble. What a race tonight, buddy.
You there, John?
Yeah, am I supposed to talk in TeamSpeak or on the...
Yeah, in
radio?
TeamSpeak.
All right, I'm here. I couldn't have done it without Mr. Butler. There's no way, no
User was
how.
moved to your channel.
He deserves as much credit as I get.
I'm telling you what, that was an absolute amazing finish. You know, you guys come down there, and that's kind of like deja vu for Roger and I, because we've seen Sean and Brandon Thomas in a race earlier in the week, pretty much almost identical to this right here, with two other teammates, of course. And it was a battle coming to the line like this, and we didn't know who took second. But you brought it home. I mean, I know I said Sean took second, but that was where I was watching, and that's where the first words that come out of my mouth was Sean Butler took second. But John, you drove your heart out today. You got to tell us about your racing.
I did. I did the best. I was the best I could. Like I said, I couldn't have done it without Mr. Butler, though. He was the heart of it right there. He knew what to do, when to do it, and I go it all to him, 100%. I wouldn't have got it without him.
Well, you guys pitted together. You pretty much stayed together the whole race. And, you know, it was great seeing you two out there, you know, finally locking up as teammates. And you didn't make any mistakes. It just seemed like you were flawless the whole way. You cooled off when you needed to. You switched when you needed to. That one time there, you guys had pulled out to about a 3-second lead over the rest of the field, which I didn't think that was going to last, and it didn't. They gathered you up in about 6 or 7 laps there, but you two just seemed like you were on a rail.
Daytona and Talladega are my two best tracks that I like out of all of iRacing, and I think he's probably the best partner I've come across so far. He did everything perfect. Well,
I'm not going to disagree with you there. Sean is a push and pull. I don't know if we'll talk to him in a minute, but maybe if he would be given the chance, whether he was going to pull out there, but I don't think he had the room to pull out and maybe give you a run for that finish. But he may have just decided, you know what, I'm going to push you to the win, and I'll take a second. But great racing tonight, John. John, congratulations on your win. And you want to say hello to anybody?
No, really, just thank you guys, everybody, for perfect race. Everything went as clockwork, like a well-oiled machine. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, thanks, John. And again, congratulations, and thanks for talking with us, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Roger, you got Sean?
Sean Butler, how is it going tonight, buddy? Great race, second place. Man, you pushed your partner pretty much the entire race. You were barely out front. Tell us how that all went down.
Yeah, well, when you get to pushing here, and just depends how the race works out, and I just end up seemed like we were faster when I was pushing, and I tried to break away, and we just couldn't maintain it, and I didn't think we would. But once it came down to the end, I felt more comfortable, and I knew I could keep it cool and get us out front. And I wasn't sure if I'd finish second or third or fourth, but I knew I'd push the 5 to the win there.
Well, it looked like every time somebody tried to mount a challenge, you guys decided to go ahead and push. But until then, you did what you were supposed to do. You left a gap so you could keep that air in the truck. Robleski and Thomas really put several challenges on you guys. Was there any time when you thought, these guys might actually get by us because we're too hot, or I can't push on him right now?
No, I was doing everything I could to keep it as cool as I could, and I'd let them get a little bit of a run. That way they'd get a little hotter, a little quicker, and then I'd push. Then I was able to push longer, and I'd just push us right back out front. Then as soon as we got out front, I'd just back off and cool down again. And it's just the way I run around here when you're running up behind someone out front.
Well, man, it was a great race, and you did a great job of pushing Gamble to the win. I'm sure he's super excited to pick up a win here. You always run well everywhere we see you. Seems like Daytona, you kind of have a little knack for this place. But, man, my hat's off to you for a great run. Is there anybody you need to thank?
just thank Johnny G for running a good race and sticking with me, and thank you guys for doing a good job up there in the booth. And say hi to my little brother Josh in Chicago. You should have been watching.
All right, man. We appreciate it. Like I said, good run. Congratulations. And Rudy, I do believe we have David Robleski here with us.
Yes, sir. Hold on 1 second. I just wanted to say one thing. John, it's good to have you back, brother, in the victory circle, of course. But good to have you back racing with the guys again, and good to see you up there having some fun. I know you've had some problems in the past, and I hope and pray that those are all okay now and everything is good to go, and you can get out here and race with these boys and mix it up with them, because you sure showed some dominance out there tonight, brother. All right, David Robleski, got a copy? This is Rudy in the booth.
I got you, Rudy.
David, what a great race out there, man. You and Brandon really worked good together on the high side. You were trying everything you could to get a run to get by these two. Tell us about your racing and how that finished up for you.
Oh, I tell you, yeah, hats off to Brandon. Couldn't have got there without him. We worked well the whole race. And, yeah, we decided that we saw the pack catching up to us, so I just said, hey, come on, let's dip to the outside to prevent anybody from overtaking us. At least we'll finish in the top 4 if we can just hang up here. And we did. And I think we made a move a little bit too early. And I think, like what Sean was saying, they held back a little bit and gave the push. Brandon was heating up the final 3/4 of that lap. And I had the opportunity to dip down in front and actually get in front of Johnny, but I didn't want to leave my partner hanging out there like that. So I'll take third. I'm happy. That was a fun race. Real fun.
Well, that's very sportsmanlike of you, brother, because, you know, sometimes that can come back to bite you. You know, we see that a lot in real life, and we see a lot of it in here in iRacing, that the guys get out there and lead like that, and they just dump their partner off. They forget how they got where they're at, you know, and, you know, your partner wants to finish right behind you, even if he takes second, you know, so, but my hat's off to you on that. Great job and great race out there today, David. Man, I'll tell you what, you had the car out there. It just seemed like there wasn't very many of them out there that could match John or Sean and Brandon, of course, but you hung right in there and you stayed with it, managed to get through all them wrecks, and that's the good part of it. And you know, we knew there was going to be a big one, we just didn't know when, you know, and that's always the thing we fear in these super speedway races. And we did see a few wrecks here tonight that took out a lot of good racers. So if it wasn't have been for that, you might have been having quite a few more good, tough guys up there battling with you guys. So, but great race, David. And you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for doing a great job up there in the booth and televising this. And again, I want to thank Brandon for working with me. And I want to wish my girlfriend a safe trip back tomorrow.
Okay, David. Well, thank you for talking with us. And again, congratulations on your third place finish. Good job.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Roger, let's kind of run over some stats here real quick. I wanted to kind of cover a few things. We did have quite a few leaders in the race. Doug Lemons led a
User was
lap.
moved out of your channel.
Kevin Mitchell
User
led
was
a
moved
lap.
out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm getting the guys out of the booth, bud.
Rick Walker led a lap. Patrick Rowland led a lap. Mark Russell led 5. Brent Keith led 1. Gary Freidinger led 5. Brandon Thomas led 15. David Robleski led 3. Sean Butler led 8. And our winner, John Gamble, led 24 laps. So very good for him. Race analysis here. We had 2 cautions. That's all we had. 25 lead changes in this race today. That's just amazing. Very amazing. So, all right, with that said, let's run down the results real quick here, and we'll get the heck out of here, Roger. John Gamble, of course, our winner. Sean Butler, second. Taking it by 59 1/1000ths of a second, and not far ahead of Robleski. Robleski finishing, 32 thousandths of a second behind Sean Butler. So very close finish. Brandon Thomas in 4th. Jason Sizlove coming home fifth. Nicholas Stone 6th. Scott Barkham 7th. David Lancaster 8th. Brent Keith 9th. Gary Freidinger finishing 10th. Roger?
Mark Russell finishing 11th. 12th place went to Patrick Rowland. Rick Walker in the 13th position. Chris Pence 14th. Mike Vining was 15th tonight. Ryan M., newcomer to the series, finishes 16th. Good run for him. Frank Reese 17th, the first of the lap down cars. William Tony in 18th. Kevin Mitchell in 19th. And Danny McCune's rounding out our top 20.
All right, Stephen Pearson having a blinking issue there, but finishing in the 21st position, 25 laps down. Arnold Johnson finishing 22nd. Doug Lemons 23rd. Roy Hall 24th. And at the tail end of the field, Vernon Markham finishing 25th. So, all right, Roger, now what was you going to say?
We get to see the same things week after week when we come to these tracks. Great close finishes, good, hard, clean racing. We've had a couple of nights where we've had some bumps and bruises in this particular series, but overall, these guys are really good, clean, smart racers. We had 2 cautions tonight, 25 lead changes in 65 laps. That's excellent racing. It was a lot of fun watching these guys. I was really happy to see Gamble get that win coming back from his little health thing there. He was gone a couple weeks ago. We sent shout outs to him during the broadcast because he was listening and watching from his hospital bed. And here he comes. He's back on the track. Wins the first night out. He had a great partner. These guys are a lot of fun to watch, and I hope more people pick up and at least start watching the broadcast. If not, come over and join a race with these guys because this is a fun place, especially on a Sunday evening, to spend a couple hours and race with these guys. It's amazing.
All right, Roger, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us here tonight at MaxSpeedTV. We were watching the Midnight Motorsports running 65 laps at Daytona, and our winner, John Gamble, leading the most laps, 24 laps. All right, well, we will probably check in with you. I don't think we have a broadcast tomorrow night, but probably Tuesday night, so we will see you then.
And I know next week we're here at Phoenix with these guys, and that'll be a fun race.
Oh yes, definitely. That's gonna bring out some abilities in a lot of people right there. That takes a lot of patience.
Cool. Where are we Tuesday night, sir? Do you know? I don't know off the top of my head.
I believe Road America, but I'm not going to swear to that.
Ooh, the trucks at Road America. Sweet.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be a very good race. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching us here at MaxSpeedTV.